Hello there, it's Chef Sammy. Today we are going to be making a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. The ingredients that we are going to need are 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, 1 yellow onion, 2 boxes of Steak-Umm's 100% ground beef, a fourth of a stick of Blue Bonnet, Duke mayonnaise, Arnold Sub Rolls, some cheddar cheese, Gruyere, and some Tropicland organic sweet potato fries. Optional butter spray for your pan. Now, your tools that you're going to need: a plastic colander for your bell peppers, a deli container for your bell peppers, a 9.5-inch fry pan, a 3-quart deep saute pan, a 10 1/4 inch Square Griddle, a cutting board set, or you can just use one cutting board, some form of a paring knife, as well as a spatula. I use the Cuisinart 11-inch silicone scoop spatula. Whenever I'm sauteing things, it's easier for me, and I'm using a Heckles paring knife. Okay, we have new cutting boards here. I have the 3-piece Farberware poly cutting board set. All right, now first thing first, of course you want to wash your hands. As always, strict hand washing. 20 seconds, okay? Don't half wash your hands. And then what you're going to do is go ahead, grab your plastic colander, and put your bell peppers in there. I go to my refrigerator, I get some water inside of the deli container, and I go ahead and I rinse off my peppers. Then I line up my cutting boards. I'm going to put 1 red pepper on one green pepper on another, and another, of course, the yellow onion. I'm going to cut that up, which takes me a little while sometimes to cut up vegetables with my paring knife. It's easier to use your executive knife, but I hate that knife so much. They were really strict about that knife in culinary school, and that knife just really... All right, now this is my first time putting together a Steak-Umm sandwich, okay? Now, what we're doing is just making something quick, okay? Normally I would go get some steak, slice it really thin, saute it up and make it look real nice. But this is for people that are just learning how to cook. When you're learning how to cook, you're not trying to do all that fancy stuff. Like the authentic Philly cheesesteak sandwich is along the way. So make sure you have 2 boxes of the Steak-Umms, all right? And the Tropicland sweet potato fries are delicious. They come from Costco if you can find them. Get you a few bags of them. I don't know if you just got to stockpile them or what, but they are very delicious. And, you know, they only bake on 350 degrees for about probably about 20 minutes. And, you know, they're good. If you want them extra crispy, cook them for maybe about 25-30 minutes. When you are about to get started with your, of course, sauteing your vegetables, you want to make sure that you have some form of oil. You just don't want to put your vegetables in a dry pan. So I used 1/4 of a stick of Blue Bonnet, and I was able, you know, to put that down. And then, of course, you know, in the process, just taking a sneak peek and looking at, you know, the way that I cut up the vegetables. Not really a fancy cut or anything like that. All right. And remember, I said that I use a spoon, like scoop spatula, the Cuisinart one. And it's easier for me, like I said. And now we're just sitting here and we are waiting for this Blue Bonnet to start melting. All right, and of course, you know, I have my little fancy shake around in the frying pan. And then I decided to go ahead and add my onions in there, followed by the green bell peppers and the red bell peppers. And then this is when we just start to let them saute. You want to you want to be consistent with, your scoop, just making sure that you're moving it around. It's not sticking to the pan. Yeah, and so, you're just waiting. And then in the meantime, make sure you go ahead and grab your Arnold Sub Rolls. We are going to be taking those and making sure that they are spread apart evenly. And then we're going to take a thin layer of the Duke's mayonnaise. And we are going to use that Square Griddle. And we're going to toast those buns. Now, this, of course, is closer to when you're done, with the meat, because you don't want the meat sitting there too long and getting cold. And you want to make sure that your bun is, still a little warm after the toasting. All right. Now with your vegetables, I started my vegetables somewhere around like 3:17, and I was, finished sauteing them around about 3:32. All right. Now, in the process, you want to go ahead and preheat your oven. I used the Cuisinart digital air fryer oven. I went ahead and I put the fries on the baking pan, sprayed them with butter spray, and then I put some sea salt as well as some pepper on top of that, and I went ahead and placed those into the oven. Now, you want to go ahead and start preparing the Steak-Umms, okay? So make sure that pan is hot. Go ahead and spray it with the butter spray, and then you go ahead and you open the packages. This was my first time opening the packages, so I just went ahead, I washed my hands, of course, and for some reasons, depending on how frozen the package is, it's either going to break off weird or it's going to come off easily. All right, so I was able to put the one pack into the pan, and I started letting that cook down a little bit, and then I added the second pack of the Steak-Umms. All right, and once that was able, to cook down, then I went ahead and I added in my sauteed vegetables and took my scoop, stirred it around a little bit, and then that's where the cheese comes in at. I took approximately 7 slices of cheese and I put it on top of the steak mix, and I took of course, the lid, and I put it on top of the steak and I let the cheese melt. And of course, now it's time to taste everything. I took a big bite out of that. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it was the cheese or just the spray I used or what, but this Philly cheesesteak was delicious. It was on the level of an authentic Philly cheesesteak. Okay, delicious. It was like to the point where I went back over to the pot and I was like, dang, I really should have doubled this recipe so that I could have more. But yeah, and just a fair warning, if you fall asleep 30 minutes after you eat your food, that's a normal thing. That's what happened to me. I found myself asleep at my computer after eating a sandwich. That's just how good it was. Overall, the recipe turned out great. Thank you so much for watching. This is the end of the video. Bye.